Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to know. Hi, Janine. I'd love to know where you're calling in from. Let me know which part of the world you are. Hey, Sasha. Glad you made it. Hi, Grace. Hey, Rosie. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Hey, Dawn, Claudia, Angie, Jenny from the Gold Coast. We've got people calling in from South Australia, where I live, from Canada, Atlanta, Georgia, Wellington, New Zealand. Hi, Janine. Janine's one of my students. Gold Coast, Australia. We've got Portland, Oregon. Hi, Claudia, one of my students as well. Lori, one of my students from Missouri. Sue from Townsville, another one of my students. So nice to see all my students turning up today to support. That's really beautiful. Hey, Paige. Paige, my artist for the Oracle Deck, is here, and we'll hear from, we've got Carolyn from Vancouver, Grace from the US, living in New Zealand, Kyra, another one of my students from Tamworth. Beautiful. Okay, so I actually did a card pull this morning to prepare for this event today. So for this event, but also just for me more generally, because I'm literally going into a really big extended launch from today, like for like 4 or 5 months. It's insane. So I pulled it for myself as well, but I also pulled it for everyone on the call. Now I am going to do a few, I'm noticing an issue with my hair right now. I am going to select some people to do live card readings for, but so for anyone who doesn't get selected, this card reading is for you, okay? So just think about ideally an issue in your business, or if you don't have a business, it can be in your life that that you'd like some guidance on. And I actually pulled these earlier, and I did a live on Instagram. So I'm going to do it very quickly. So if you want to watch my extended talking through it, you can go over to my Instagram, which is Catherine_Hocking, and you can look at it there. So I did an inner-outer outcome spread. So inner, what's going on in your inner world, outer, what's going on like in the external environment, and then outcome, and it's the outcome like if you follow the guidance from these cards, okay? So the inner card that I pulled today, and the question I asked was really around going into this launch, like what do I need to do? And the card I pulled, firstly, it's the first card of the deck, which is kind of cool. And I pulled the Aries card, the Warrior Queen card. Yeah, I know. Your sign, yeah. And actually, after I did the live reading on Instagram, I realized that my progressed sun, which will make more sense at the end of this 3-card spread, is in Aries. So it's actually my evolved expression of shining my light is in Aries right now. So Aries is the warrior queen. So the inner, right, for whatever your question is around being the warrior queen, being brave, being bold, taking action. Okay, so we've got this beautiful Aries card. Then for the outer, I picked the Fix card and Implement. I love this card. I mean, I'll probably say it for a million cards, one of my favorites, but I love the beautiful spiral stone circle. And the word on this card is implement. And actually the affirmation in the deck is all around, it's safe to call on help. It's safe to ask for help, right? So the Fixed card, if we think about cardinal is the vision, the idea. Fixed is taking the idea and doing something with it. It's actually being willing to do the work and implement, okay? But sometimes to implement, we need to ask for help. And it's funny, I was doing a meditation for another certification program I'm doing earlier this morning. And in that meditation, the question was asked of me, like if you were feeling really brave, what would you do? And what came to me was I would ask for help. I would ask all of my friends that have big followings and all of that to share. And I would ask, like, even if I might get rejected, I would just ask. And it's funny, like the affirmation with this card was literally, it's safe to ask for help. Okay. So yeah, so that is the outer card. And then the outcome, if you do these things, if you embrace the warrior queen, if you implement, if you ask for help, then you get to shine. The sun card. This was actually a contender for the cover. It was one of the ones that Hay House were considering. Kind of because it's so bright with the sun in the design, it looks as if my light is distorting it, but it's actually not. It's just, this is the card. And I was just like, when I pulled this morning, it's like, oh my God, that is so perfect. Like, today is my moment to shine for this amazing deck that I've brought to life. Okay, so you get to shine. And with this card, I really wanted the sunflowers. Like, for me, I mean, firstly, the word sun is in them, but they're just so bright and bold and unapologetic. And I just, wanted a field of sunflowers for this card. All right, cool. So beautiful, beautiful cards. Let's dive into this presentation. I say presentation. Oh God, that makes it sound very corporate, doesn't it? Let's dive into today's event. Exciting launch event. All right, so I have some slides. I am a slide girl. I just have to admit, it's the trainer in me. So I'm going to put my slides up and we're going to get into our unveiling. Now, I actually expect this is going to be quite a long call today because I have been very ambitious about what I want to cover today. So it could go for a couple of hours. Of course, if you can't stay that long, there will be a recording sent out as well. Okay. And like, I have such an international audience that lots of people can't attend live when I run them anyway. So, but this is the beautiful Business Astrology Oracle Deck. I received my beautiful copy a couple of weeks ago. And actually, I leave tomorrow to go and do photography and filming with my beautiful new deck. So my cards. And it comes beautiful guidebook as well. So let's get going. So just a bit about me, if you're new to my work, my name is Catherine Hocking. I am, thank you, Laura. I am a business astrologer at catherinehocking.com. Oh, hi Grace. I'm glad you're new to my work. That's amazing. So I'm a business astrologer at catherinehocking.com. I am the creator, as you know now, of the Business Astrology Oracle Deck. This was originally self-published, sorry. And this was the original deck. It looks very different. It's interesting, isn't it? How it's like light and dark, right? So this was my original self-published deck. I self-published it. I'll tell you a bit more about that a little bit later. And then it was picked up by Hay House. Oh, wow, Angie, that's amazing, the synchronicity. So I'm also the founder of the Business Astrology Academy. I run a level 1 and level 2 business astrology academy. And really I feel like that is my life's work, like training this new wave of business astrologers for the online digital boom. Like, this is my legacy work. And so this deck really is a legacy product for me as well. So soul tingles, as I said that. So I have a level 1 and level 2 business astrology certification. I love my old deck too, Sasha. I love both of them for different reasons. And for me, the first deck was about the achievement of doing it all myself. And when I say all myself, I mean I had a bit of help. But I designed all of the cards, and are they the best designs in the world? No, but I did them, and that was an amazing achievement for me. But I understand why, and I'll talk to this a little bit later. I understand why we needed to do new designs as well. So I'm a business coach. I'm a launch strategist. I also run a mastermind for spiritual entrepreneurs and astrologers and that sort of thing. So there'll be another mastermind enrolling early next year. And I'm also a qualified soul and energy medicine practitioner. So I've done a lot of other spiritual training. I'm obviously done a lot of training in astrology, but I've done solar and energy medicine, Reiki, and a number of other things as well. So that is a bit about me. So make sure you stay until the end to have a chance for a free card reading and to find out about our pre-order bonuses worth $236 US. I've really tried to be super generous with the pre-order bonuses. And anyone who pre-orders will be able to access this. And it doesn't matter where you pre-order from, okay? What was I going to say? Think now about what you think your question for the card reading will be, because there's going to come a point where I'm going to ask you to put that into the chat, and then I'm going to select 5, okay? So start thinking about what your specific question might be. So today, you're going to hear about my process creating this Oracle deck. I'll share the symbolism of each card. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go super deep into each card, but I'm certainly going to show you each card. And I talk a little bit about the design process for each set of cards, or each category of cards, to help you connect more deeply with this deck. I'm going to select 5 people for a 1-card reading, and you'll be able to ask me anything, such as how to order it, what the pre-order bonuses are, but I'm going to go over them anyway, when it'll be delivered, any of your things. So then bonuses, how to pre-order and claim your bonuses, okay? Because there's a little bit of a trick to how you actually get to access those bonuses, okay? So we have got a lot to cover. Okay, so I really wanted to give you behind the scenes to this process because I think it's so interesting, right? A lot of us might want to get a publishing deal, but to actually see what's involved in it, I think is important. And I actually want to be super honest with you, about it. So we're going to dive in. I know that my audience really love how practical I am and my behind the scenes stuff. And actually, this has been super helpful to put these slides together because I can then use them to write a blog. So that was kind of cool as well. Right. So this deck has been 18 months and 14 years in the making. And what I mean by that is that, yes, there's been a period of 18 months, or there will be, to the point where it ships out on December 31st or January 7th in Australia. But it's actually been 14 years in the making because I discovered Oracle decks around the time that I started my business 14 years ago. And I can remember thinking to myself, one day I really would love to create my own Oracle deck. So it's been 14 years in the making. So what I want to say with that is, guys, oftentimes our dreams don't happen immediately, and we often want to rush ahead and we want to do everything now. But, right, we've got a long life, we've got a long work life, it's okay for things to take time. And I couldn't have created the beautiful deck I created 14 years ago. So this has been 18 months and 14 years in the making. So with over 13 years in online business and a passion for astrology, I discovered a significant gap in resources for applying astrology to entrepreneurship. So I studied a astrology certification, a 12-month certification, and I was already a business coach. And immediately I was like, this is my thing, firstly. But then who can I learn business astrology from, right? Because I was a business coach. And I Googled, and there was no one out there teaching it, in any way, shape, or form. I was like, oh, okay, this hasn't been done yet. And I have a bit of a knack for tuning into things that haven't been done yet. And it's how I had amazing success with my first business. So this inspired me to create a pioneering approach to business astrology and develop this Oracle deck designed to align your business with astrological insights and intuitive guidance. So, yeah. Oh, wow, Grace, that's awesome. Astrology marketing business. I didn't know astrology business was a thing and found your site a week ago. Amazing. That's so cool. So this deck is beautiful. It's practical, it's energizing, and it's uplifting. And it's the first of its kind. There are no other business astrology oracle decks out there. It was designed for soulful entrepreneurs seeking to blend spiritual insight with practical business strategies. Anyone who works with me will tell you I'm extremely practical, right? I am a practical trainer type. And yes, I'm soulful, but actually have this very earthy, grounded energy. So it was really important to me that this deck wasn't just like an uber spiritual deck, but that it was really practical as well. So if you're wondering what business astrology actually is, well, it blends cosmic insights with entrepreneurship, helping you optimize operations, attract ideal clients, and craft aligned marketing strategies. By analyzing the astrological elements of your business, you gain practical guidance on strengths, challenges, and the dynamic relationship between you and your enterprise. With the Business Astrology Oracle Deck, you can access this wisdom without needing to be a practicing astrologer. So it's a super helpful tool for you. So I wanted to quickly talk about the journey. And when I say the journey, I don't mean the 14-year journey. I mean the, 3-year journey in terms of publishing myself and then getting a publisher and it all happening. So around 2021 sometime, I'm not sure the exact date, I started working on the deck. I must have just decided like it was time. I was doing this thing. I can actually remember thinking, what was the thought process? I can remember thinking I can either do the level 2 certification or I can do the Oracle deck. And it actually financially made a lot more sense for me to do the level 2 certification. But I just felt this call to do the Oracle deck, even though it would not bring as much money in immediately as doing the certification. Now, I've then gone on to do the level 2 certification, but this is very much like a soul-led, intuition-led project. So by July, by July, was it really 2021? Can't remember what I've written here. By July 2021, it was basically, I have made, that should read 2022. Sorry about that, guys. So in July 2022, it was ready. I'd done all the work. I'd designed the cards. I'd written the interpretations. Okay. And then in October, and actually just a few months before October, I had a workplace accident and I broke my ankle. It's really super stupid story, but I broke my ankle, ended up in a moon boot, ended up having to have ankle surgery, and then also had to do a photo shoot with like a broken ankle. So I did this photo shoot in October 2022. We then launched the deck in November 2022. Just to my list, it wasn't like a super big launch in terms of like the effort that went into it. And I think we sold about 200 copies of the original deck. And then in February 2023, there was a few delays, printing delays and that sort of stuff. The decks shipped out. So then in June 2023, my beautiful friend, Denise Duffield-Thomas, who some of you may know, asked me, she said, I know an editor at Hay House and they're looking for decks to publish. Would you like me to introduce you? And part of me was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. And then the other part was, Catherine, you just have to say yes. So I was like, yes, please do that. So she introduced me and then I pitched my deck and I actually created a full pitch document to send to this editor. And it literally only took like, I think 6 weeks total. And I'd signed a contract with Hay House. It just happened so quickly and so synchronistically and just like I went from, I'm going to probably launch this 2-3 more times and then maybe I'll look for a publisher to like literally having a publisher. It was crazy. So then signed the contract with Hay House in July. Then from September 2023 to January 2024, we selected the designer who's on the call today and redesigned the cards. And I'm going into a lot more detail on that in a minute. From February to June of this year, we've been editing the guidebook, which actually was like still quite a big process. March to May this year, we've been doing the packaging design and making all those packaging decisions, so many different decisions down to like, what color should the ribbon be in the box, crazy things. Then from July, we got into launch planning and now October 1st in Australia, the pre-order is opening. So exciting. But yeah, we've been working on this for quite a while. And from the 31st of December, decks will start shipping. So it is still a few months before you can have this deck in your hot little hands. But there are some really good reasons to pre-order and order early, which I'm going to go into. So I'd always planned to approach a publisher eventually, but I was thrilled when my friend asked me if I wanted an introduction to an editor at Hay House who was looking for Oracle decks to publish. The timing was so synchronistic. During COVID, there were all of these material shortages, particularly with cardboard, and a lot of publishers actually stopped or very much limited the amount of Oracle decks they were producing, right? And actually, sort of the time when my deck had then been published and done quite well was perfect because they were starting to recover from these shortage issues and they were starting to look for people to publish again. And so it was just this beautiful synchronistic timing or divine timing. So I was nervous. I did not feel ready, but I just knew I had to take the opportunity and roll with it. So I was introduced to my amazing editor, Amy, on the 19th of April, 2023, and we quickly set up a time to chat. I was amazed to learn that she is the editor for Rebecca Campbell, Yasmin Boland, and others. I mean, I felt like I was in such good hands, like I was up there with the same editor that all of these really amazing entrepreneurs have. So I was just like, this is amazing. I prepared a document overviewing my Oracle deck, and that is the cover of that document. And I put in there the outcomes of the first launch, my platform, why I thought I was a great fit for Hay House, and why this deck was so needed. Amy believed in my vision and my deck and then pitched the deck to her management team. And by May 31st, just 6 weeks later, I had an offer from Hay House. Just so amazing. Thank you, Carrie. So I truly believe that when you are meant to do something, the universe will start realigning things in your favor. And it reminds me of a quote from The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And, he has a very similar quote to that. But yeah, I just truly believe that when things are meant to happen, it will just be like whoosh, and it happens. And that's what happened for me. And that's how I knew like this was just meant to be. So I was brand new to the publishing world. And even though I actually have extensive contract management expertise, I was a contract manager in a past work life. So I do know how to read contracts. I decided to hire a lawyer that specialized in the publishing industry, just to make sure there was nothing there that I should be concerned about. And there wasn't. Hay House is a very reputable company. So after a very short negotiation period, contracts were signed on July 3rd. Things were moving very quickly. Signing these contracts restricted me from selling my version of the deck. So you may have noticed, for those of you who have followed me for a while, that all of a sudden there was no, launches of the deck or selling of the deck. And that's because that was part of my contract. I was able to gift any leftover stock to my certification students. But yeah, I was legally restricted from selling the old version of the deck. So one of Hay House's stipulations was that we redesign the Oracle deck. And I can still remember this moment. Amy was like, I really love the deck. I really love your designs. But if we're going to pick this up, we're going to need to redesign. And I can remember, yes, Sasha, I have. And yes, contract signing date. Yep. So I knew in this moment, because, it had been this big creative achievement for me to do all the designs of my original cards and create it. But I knew that this was a moment where I had to let go of ego and acknowledge that I had done what I set out to do, which was to write and design a beautiful deck that people wanted. But now I was being given this amazing opportunity to take the deck to the next level. And I believe, I haven't explicitly said this, but I think one of the reasons why they wanted to redesign the deck is that even though I had purchased all the design elements and I'd used royalty-free images, the thing is, when you look at the fine print for royalty-free images, right, that actually there are still stipulations there. You think royalty-free means you just use them however you want, but actually over a certain, there can be things like over a certain amount of, what's the word? Numbers of products, right? Then they're not royalty-free anymore. And there's all of these fine print things. And I think for Hay House, Hay House is much more likely to get sued than I'm likely to get sued. I wouldn't have that much money to give people compared to a big company like Hay House, right? So they needed to protect their interests and make sure that they had full ownership over all of the images. So I understood some of the reasons why that needed to happen. And look, I'm an okay designer, but I'm certainly, there were things that I just couldn't bring to life in the way that I wanted to, that then when I worked with Paige, we were able to do. So yes, so that was awesome. And the other thing that's good about it is sometimes if you use the same stock image companies, like there'll be cards in my original deck, you'd be like, oh, I recognize that girl, or I recognize that stock image. You don't really have that with this deck because they're like really new, beautifully customized images. So selecting the designer, and I'm just like, I'm going to now see if there is any way that I can bring Paige on in a minute, because I haven't actually done this before on this. Oh, I can. Okay, so that's good. So selecting the designer. I was asked to recommend designers to Hay House. So I still, that should read felt like I had a lot of creative control. So they actually said to me, like, who are some designers that you would really like to work with? So I researched based on people I already loved and followed. And, I Googled and I did all the things. And one of my top picks was a company called Prism and Fleur. And Paige is the creator behind Prism and Fleur. And I really liked that Paige was Australian, like me. So we'd be working in the same time zone. And I just felt like supporting another Aussie, through this deck as well was something that felt really good. Paige has done some amazing decks. Yeah. So Hay House loved her work, and she was invited to submit 3 sample artworks. This was kind of like a trial, basically, like design 3 artworks to make sure that we feel like we could work with you. And actually Fortuna, which is is the cover art that we selected in the end, was one of these early designs. And we were all really happy with Paige's work. And one of those samples became the final, that should read the final deck cover. Okay, so see, all worked really well. So who is Paige? Paige is the creator behind Prism and Fleur Design Studio. So I'm so excited to introduce Paige, whose creative journey has been a profound exploration of both self-discovery and the shared human experience. Through this process, she's transformed her insights into art that beautifully bridge the personal with the universal. Her work is rich with symbolism, drawing from the connections between the seen and unseen, capturing the intricate balance between our inner and outer worlds. Paige founded Prism and Fleur Studio as a way to merge her spiritual passions with her incredible design skills. The studio brings her visions from the aether into form, offering her talent as a creative guide for those seeking intentional solar line visuals to connect with their own concepts. So you can follow her over at Prism and Fleur on Instagram. I've got her web address there too. And I'm just going to invite Paige on for a minute to have a little bit of chat. So let's see if we can do that. I've never done this before, but hopefully you have received an invite, Paige. We'll see how this works. Hopefully that works. I think she's coming. I don't know if you can turn on your video page or not. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being on live today.
Of course. Thank you for the invite. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. So I was just hoping you could tell people a little bit about your experience going through and designing like 62 beautiful pieces of artwork in really quite a short period of time.
Yeah, it was a really big experience. Very, very expansive. I think I hadn't worked with Hay House before. I have been through the publishing process, but not creating art for someone else. It was just my work. So
yeah,
it really pushed me into this direction of being able to kind of channel what you were really wanting and aligning it with my own creative ideas. And I feel like that merging was it was powerful. It really felt like I evolved a lot, and it turned out perfectly. I was
Yeah.
really hoping that it would go smoothly, and it truly did.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it was intense. It was like so many, I was writing creative briefs for each one. And then, but I also, it was that balance of wanting to make sure you had enough like creative freedom without being too prescriptive. Yeah, and it was a brand new experience for me as well. So yeah, it was really amazing. So
it truly was.
yeah, thanks so much for being here today, Paige. Definitely follow Paige. She does beautiful work. She's got some of her own oracle decks as well that are just divine. And yeah, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Of course. It's been awesome so far.
Awesome.
I'm loving this.
Cool. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the design process. Let's keep moving. So as the creator of the deck, I was responsible for writing creative briefs for each of the 62 cards. These briefs included the creative direction for the card, including anything that I absolutely wanted included, any important symbology or mythology references, or general ideas for the concept. At times, I stuck with my original design for the card, but, elevated. And at other times, I was able to describe my absolute highest vision for the card without having to work out how it could be created. So when I designed the cards, I was limited by my design skills. And there were times where I'm like, oh, I have this vision, but I don't know how to make that happen. What was cool about this process was I didn't have to work out how to make it happen. I could just kind of have the vision. And so an example of this is the 12th house card. I wanted a card where you could see this amazing buried treasure underneath the water, but you could also see the person on land. And I think I would have really struggled bringing this to life myself. But Paige did this amazing job with this 12th house card. And I love it. So the 12th house in business astrology can be kind of, in natal astrology, it can be like about secrets and the unseen. And in the 12th house, I like to think of it as like the hidden traits of the business, the buried treasure that we can tap into. So yeah, Paige did a beautiful, beautiful job of this card. So the briefs were reviewed and sometimes edited by Hay House before providing them to Paige. I wanted gorgeous layered and symbolic artwork. This is one of my favorite cards, by the way, the sextile card. It just feels so happy, and joyful. I love it. So I wanted gorgeous layered and symbolic artwork. It was important to me that the cards were a mixture of the cosmic and the physical, strategy and soul, masculine and feminine, because that is very much my work. It's not one or the other. It is both. I love the butterflies too. I also wanted a range of colors and intensities in the cards. So I've seen other decks where oftentimes all the cards are pulling from a very similar color palette. I really wanted my deck to be all the colors of the rainbow. So that was really important to me as well. And I also wanted to showcase a diverse collection of women in terms of culture, body shape, and age. And that's really important to Hay House in their work as well. So we were very much aligned on that. So the designs would come in from Paige, and typically I would provide feedback and any changes that I wanted to see. And then Hay House would provide their feedback. Some cards were quick to be signed off and others took more work to get right. I only occasionally asked for redesigns, and I think that was really telling of Paige and I really being on the same page with things. And it was only very occasionally when artwork didn't quite meet my vision. So this card here, the Vesta card, is one card that was completely redesigned after I clarified that it was important that Vesta was at home, close to the hearth, close to the fire, because in mythology, Vesta is not actually like a physical goddess we see. It's actually the fire, the hearth, the fire that's always burning. And so I really felt like this needed to be this, I wanted to visualize the goddess, but to have her at home in the hearth near the fire. And so when I clarified this, Paige then came up with this gorgeous card, which felt absolutely perfect to me. And it's another one of my favorite cards. So each card would then go through a diversity and inclusion check through Hay House. So Hay House have like a team that were looking at each design and making sure that there was nothing in the designs that could be potentially harmful, cultural appropriation, you know, all of those types of issues. And that also made me feel really comfortable and confident as well that the cards were having that sort of check. And then we would have formal sign off on each card by Hay House Management. So it was really quite a process to get to each card being signed off. So the packaging, I knew that I wanted to have premium packaging and a premium deck, including gold foil and premium box design. So we ended up choosing a flip top box. So just to kind of show you, we've got this, how do I show? Yeah, so this beautiful flip top box design. There's a ribbon in here as well that helps you to pull the cards out. And there is also, I don't know how well you can see it here, but there's gold foil on like the box as well. So I work with the designers at Hay House to approve the deck fonts, the ribbon color, the box design, and the words inside the box when you open it. And the words inside the box are, let astrology be your guiding light to illuminate your business with cosmic sight. So that is in the box when you open it. So the cover, I learned that picking the cover is a whole big deal and something that they actually start thinking about right at the beginning. So I was actually asked right at the beginning which cards I thought might be possible contenders for the cover. So yeah, I had to think about this really early on. And then as we went through and as designs were coming in, we kept identifying cards that we thought might be contenders and then checking in on the shortlisted cards periodically. And the Fortuna card was identified quite early on. We weren't 100% sure it was going to be the cover, but it was identified really early on. I think we felt like kind of the money. So in the Fortuna card, she's holding her palms like this and she's got money going up and then money kind of going down. And there's this big, like, I'm not even sure what you'd call it, but this big container of money. And we just felt that connection to business, money and abundance was made a lot of sense for the deck as well. So this was one of the first designs Paige ever did, and it quickly became a favorite. And you might not notice, but on the cover, she has no blindfold. But on the actual card in the deck, she's blindfolded. Now, there's a reason for this. If I hadn't already packed all my stuff for my photo shoot, I would show you my Fortuna statue. But Fortuna statues are often depicted with Fortuna having this blindfold over her eyes. And she's typically holding a cornucopia that either is overflowing with either coins or with like grain and fruit and stuff like that. Because back in ancient Greek times, you know, wealth was food as well as money. So the blindfold actually is symbolic of surrendering and trusting in divine flow and in abundance, and the fact that we can't always see what's coming and that we need to believe in it before we can see it. And I think this is so, so true for business as well. When we are visioning and creating these businesses, we need to believe in it before we can see it. And so the blindfold is really descriptive of that process of surrender as well. Fortuna also is represented by the Wheel of Fortune. And, you know, you spin the wheel and like, you never know what you're going to get. Also, you know, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, all of that really resonated for us about the process of having your own business. So in the end, I think Fortuna was a perfect card to pick. So the guidebook was completely edited with additional sections being added to the introduction and refining of the overall copy. So first were copy edits, which I had to respond to and edit, then typesetting and approving the final design of the guidebook. So it actually took quite a bit of time. And I was working with a team of 5 people at Hay House on this project. And I was given a number of opportunities to review, edit, and approve changes. They're not... So Laura's asked thickness and texture of the cards. They're kind of really nice in between. They're not as thick as some, So what that means is that I feel like they're flexible enough that they shuffle really nicely. They weren't at all stuck together. When, I've bought cards before where it might be what they're laminated with, but where the cards stick together and you have to kind of like unstick them. They're not like that at all. They're just, they're all, that doesn't happen with them. Yeah, I really thought people would be interested in the behind the scenes. So that's why I wanted to share it. So I won't lie, this was at times challenging, and it pushed me to leave ego at the door. No one wants to be told that the way they've written something isn't the best it could be written, or, the grammar's not right or whatever. Like, I had to leave my ego at the door. But this is all part of the process working with a publisher. And I want to publish a book with them in the future. And so I kind of had to get used to this process, because that's exactly how it's going to be with my book. So I've been asked, did I channel the message? That's really interesting. But the thing is, I think probably different people have different perspectives on what channeling even is. And I believe I'm always very connected with my intuition, and I'm also connected with my guides. So I guess, yes, I would say I did channel the messages. But whether it looks to you like what you feel channeling is versus my version of channeling, like, I just very much feel that when I'm in creative flow and when I'm writing, that yes, I'm channeling messages that are more than just me. So yes, but I think it's an interesting concept, and I think it can look differently to different people. Okay. But again, I will also say the messages are very practical. They're not, it's just very, you can kind of see here, consider whether you've been forgetting to tune into your intuition and how you truly feel when making key business decisions. Like, it's a very practical deck. It's not like this very flowery, uber spiritual descriptions. Okay. So in the guidebook, you'll find the support you need to gain clarity around and wisdom from the card you have pulled, so you can best understand what it means for you and your business. So it's a 196-page guidebook. We also have 6 business-oriented layouts. So in the deck, we have the Goddess spread, the Business Guidance spread, the Soulful Launching spread, the Lunar Phase spread, the Tune-In spread, and then the Single Card spread. So we've got a lot of business-specific oracle spreads in there as well. And each card has a description, associated keywords, oracle card guidance, a journaling question, and a supportive affirmation. So for this card, which is the water card, the affirmation is, my intuition is my most trusted advisor in my business. And then some questions you can ask yourself. So the card backs, another big decision was the back of the cards, which came towards the end of the creative process. The first option provided by Hay House had a lot of clouds, which didn't feel entirely fitting with the theme of the deck to me. So I went back to them and I said, look, I think it needs to be more cosmosy. Like, the clouds just really aren't speaking to me. So then I was provided with 4 new cosmos options, and I selected one. The card back was then actually changed once we had all the packaging, as a slightly lighter version was more cohesive with the whole rest of the packaging. So yeah, there was a few little edits as we went along. So all in all, this process took me from this first iteration of my Oracle deck that I self-published. My first book was actually a larger book and a full color book. Unfortunately, we didn't have the budget for that with Hay House. And it is nice to have the book fit inside the box. So yes, it is what we've created with Hay House. So launch planning. Since July, we've been in the thick of launch planning, including a meeting with Hay House to kick off the strategy. So it was me and 8 representatives from Hay House. So we had the managing director of Hay House UK, because I've been published by the UK arm of Hay House, a PR rep, a marketing rep, a publicity rep, an events rep, a foreign rights rep, and a concept creation rep. So it did feel a little bit like having a job interview, but it was incredible to see how many people were working on my deck on the other side of the world. And I was given lots of tips to up-level my brand and the launch of the deck. I'm glad you guys think that too. Yeah, it was intense. And at the time I was going through some really difficult stuff with my daughter. And I'm actually going to tell you something I haven't told many people. I actually burst out crying on that call because my daughter was having a meltdown in the background. And yeah, I was just under so much stress and pressure. But Hay House is a beautiful company. And my editor afterwards said, actually, it made you look so much more like human and relatable and all of that. But yeah, I felt pretty embarrassed at the time. So after this meeting, I got to work. Yes, Rosie, it happened. After this meeting, I got to work putting together a 25-page launch strategy. I was like, okay, we've had 8 people on the call. This is serious. I have to like really put some effort into this. Yeah, 25 pages. Probably longer by the time like everything goes into it. Yep, I do get right back to it, Rosie. I pick myself up, dust off my sleeves and get going. So launching the deck is a multi-tiered launch over a period of 3 months prior and at least 2 months after the deck is shipped out. So this is something that I'm going to like at a minimum be working on for like 5 months. And then you need an ongoing sales strategy. So we'll be having multiple events over the next 5 months to promote the deck. And I'll also be creating an evergreen funnel for 2025 onwards. We're also doing multiple deck outreach strategies, such as pitching podcasts, sending decks to influencers, and Facebook ads to get the word out there. The fact that I have over 13 years experience in online launching has helped enormously. I often wonder, how the hell do these spiritual entrepreneurs with no online business experience manage it? I guess they outsource it. But yeah, I got a lot of experience in this, which I'm thanking my lucky stars for. So social media will be very important for this launch, and I don't have a particularly large following. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please head over and follow me. Every follower counts. So my Instagram is just Catherine_Hogging. But I am investing a lot of time and energy into building it. There'll be a big focus on creating reels, which is something I've totally shied away from, but I am like just getting into now. I'll be going live with the deck, doing lots of card readings, posting beautiful images, and we're also getting some professional videos done this week. I'm head off tomorrow morning. So you can follow me over on Instagram at Catherine_Hogging, and I'd really appreciate if you do. So my team, I can't speak to the journey without mentioning some amazing team members that have helped the launch of this deck to shine. Firstly, Emma Brown of Soul Stirring Branding, my amazing web designer, and Lily Clark of Studio La Luna, my web developer. They work together amazingly as a team, and they have created lots of beautiful web pages and a beautiful page in the membership site for the bonuses. And my amazing assistant, Charlene, has taken the reins researching and pitching podcasts to help spread the word about this deck. And I actually discovered, like only this week, thanks, Deb. I discovered only this week that Charlene's sun is exactly conjunct my business North Node. How bizarre is that? Like her sun helps my business to achieve its sole purpose. Pretty cool. But her sun is also conjunct my Saturn. So her sun helps me to bring through all my like structure related stuff as well. And, you know, perhaps helps me when I'm having my days of fear and resistance as well. There's lots of beautiful connections there. Lynn, you probably did miss it, but actually I had a whole other version that I self-published, then it got picked up. So it's been about probably 3 years, I would say. Oh, wow, Dawn. Yeah, my e-course launch formula. Yeah, that was my $1 million e-course that I created years ago. Yeah. So I'm also working this week with Michelle of Eyes of Love Photography, who is my amazing photographer. She's based in another state, so I travel to work with her. And I'm working with Dan Turner of Head North Films, another amazing videographer. So yeah, just amazing dream team. So what I want you to know about the journey to publishing, it's long. It's been an 18-month process from like signing the contract with Hay House to it actually being in people's hands, okay? So it's a long process. Like traditional publishing is a long process. It takes a lot of work, guys. I've put so many hours into this entire process. You do have to let go of some creative control. Ultimately, the publisher has final say on things like deck covers and materials and packaging, right? You get to have a say, but you don't have final say. All right. So you do have to let go of some creative control and leave your ego at the door. And it's expensive to launch at a high level. I've invested over $15,000 into this launch in terms of web design and development, professional photos and videography, Facebook ads. And this doesn't capture the cost of my time that I've spent over the last 18 months. So it is expensive to do well. Hay House is an amazing publisher, but there's still a huge responsibility on you, the author, to make the launch and product a success. So they get involved more towards the point where the deck is like on hand, can be shipped out. You're really having to put a lot of effort into the pre-order, and this has all sorts of implications for you. So the publisher doesn't do the promotion for you, is what I'm trying to say. You were very responsible for that. And you don't see significant royalties for at least 6 months. And that's really for people that already have a really big platform. It often takes much longer because the way it works in publishing is they pay you in advance or some money up front, and then you get a percentage of the costs. I can't talk specifics there, contractually bound. I can't go into the actual specifics of percentages, etc. But you basically pay back that royalty first. So I probably won't see royalties on this product for a while, despite investing all this time and money into it. So that's just a reality of publishing. This is a legacy project for me. My husband said to me the other day, imagine if like in our 50s and 60s, the royalties you're getting from this deck pay for an amazing holiday each year. I said, yeah, wouldn't that be cool? I've said to him before that when I die, the kids will inherit royalties from these products. They have like 100-year licenses, I think, or something like that to publish the product. So it's a legacy long-term product. So it's been the most incredible journey. I absolutely think it's worth it, but I just want you to have a bit of the reality as well, that this is a really big thing to do. And there's a lot of your own skin that's in the game doing it. So the cards, let's talk about the cards. Probably what you thought you were here for, but hopefully you've really enjoyed the behind the scenes information. So the Zodiac cards, these are the 12 beautiful Zodiac cards. Some of the things I want to point out to you is that each Zodiac card has an archetype, and these are my takes on the 12 Zodiac. So we have Aries, the warrior queen, Taurus, the earth maiden, Gemini, the sacred messenger, Cancer, the nurturer, Leo, the creatress, Virgo, the grounded healer, Libra, the harmonizer, Scorpio, the alchemist, Sagittarius, that's me on the card, by the way. I was adamant that I had to be on one of these cards. Like it or not, I was like pushing for it, and Sag is my sun sign. Capricorn, the sovereign, Aquarius, the rebel, and Pisces, the mystic. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Deborah says, you're so authentic, bringing the business of this launch so helpful for us sister solopreneurs. Thank you for leading the way. Oh, thank you, Deborah. And Lynn says, yes, we love behind the scenes. I've learned so much. So then each Zodiac card has the Zodiac constellation in the sky. So some are easier to see than others, but every card has the constellation. Every card has women in them. And then at times you will see other things that you might recognize from these Zodiac archetypes, like with Leo, we've got the lion and all of that sort of thing. Okay. But yeah, truly beautiful cards. And when you look at the colors as well, there's quite a range of depths and intensities, all of that. The Sagittarius card, my kids said to me, Mum, it reminds me of the yellow brick road, and like you're Dorothy, and it's like follow the yellow brick road, which I kind of love for Sagittarius, the explorer, the adventurer energy, the wanderer. I kind of love that. You know, the Pisces card, it's like a real Atlantis theme, and it's an old woman, the woman on the Pisces card, because Pisces is the like the oldest sign of the zodiac. So it is this much older, wise energy as well. The Aquarius card, we've got like this futuristic environment pictured. Even on the sun, there's like these crystals, like it feels otherworldly, the Aquarius card. Capricorn, we've got the amazing sovereign sitting on her throne. Scorpio, the alchemist, it's deep and intense. Libra, the harmonizer. So, my husband's a Libran, and he's all about like balance and harmony and peace and all that sort of thing. I wanted this very calming, peaceful, beautiful card. Virgo, the grounded healer. Not everyone might think of Virgo as the grounded healer, but actually Virgo and Pisces are opposites. Pisces is the very mystical, it's the channeled messages energy, right? Virgo is the grounded healer. Things like tools of the earth, oils, crystals, herbs, and there's lots of other things that are Virgo, but to me, it's important for me to highlight the fact that there's these two polarities with Pisces and Virgo. One is the very mystical source energy healing, and one is the grounded healing. Leo, the creatress. I just love the Leo card, this beautiful, creative, fiery energy. Cancer, water, the moon, women, feminine. Gemini, the sacred messenger. This one took a little bit of work from memory. And I love how it ended up because it felt like really like playful and joyful and curious, which is very Gemini as well. And we've got the twins with Gemini. Taurus, the earth maiden, all of the connection to the earth and groundedness. And yeah, Aries, the warrior queen, which you've seen already. So then we've got the angles. So the ascendant card. What I love about this ascendant card is, so the ascendant's about how other people see us. It's not always how we see ourselves. What I really noticed with this ascendant card is the version of her in the mirror has this beautiful shining aura and light all around her. And often we don't see in ourselves what other people see in us. And I kind of liked that message of this card. The IC or Imam Coeli, this is past experience. And we kind of wanted to bring through this idea of this woman, but there's all of this past ancestry and past lives that have contributed to who she is in this lifetime. And that's what we're really showing there. The descendant is about soul clients and mentors. So we wanted to, this is one of the few cards that has a man in it. But we kind of wanted to highlight all these different people that you can call in and work with. And the medium Coeli, path of least resistance. I just wanted this to feel like really easy and lush and abundant. And this is meant to be about like the easiest way for you to have success in your business. So the houses are quite different in some ways in business astrology. It is a different interpretation of what they're about. There are similarities, but there's still differences. So we've got the first house representing your business brand, second house representing business finances, third house representing communications, fourth house representing foundations, fifth house representing curiosity, sixth house representing daily operations, seventh house representing partnerships, eighth house representing evolution, ninth house representing expansion, 10th house representing recognition, 11th house representing community, and 12th house, which you've seen already, representing hidden traits. So in this first card, we've got this woman working on her brand. That's what the card's all about. The second house, we've got this beautiful flowing river of coins. So if you look closely, there's all of these coins in this river, and it's about cash flow in your business. Third house, communication. So we've got this woman, she's speaking, she's teaching. And to me, that's what the third house is all about in business. Fourth house is all about the foundations, the structures in your business that support your business. So I felt like these strong pillars were a beautiful way to represent that. Fifth house is about like creativity and curiosity and fun and joy and pleasure, like your business bliss. And we just thought like a woman doing like a very creative activity could help represent this. Sixth house is daily operations. It's your team members. So things that you need to do day to day in the business. So we've got a woman, at her desk, but we've also got all of the phases of the moon in the background, kind of representing, you know, like the ebb and flow of different things that need to happen in the business. 7th house represents partnerships. So we've pictured two people working together on something. 8th house is all about evolution. So we've got the phoenix rising from the ashes, evolution and transformation in your business. 9th house, actually, this is one of my favorite cards, the 9th house, probably because I'm a Sag sun. 9th house rules Sagittarius, and it's just like this, and I love travel and adventure. So it's this woman on this tiny little boat on the ocean, and she's going across to what feels like an ancient or mythical land, and I just love it. 10th house recognition. We've got an older woman in this card because the 10th house is about like career peaks. And often if we think about things like presidents and prime ministers, now this is changing, but in the past have always been really old men. Like they're old. Now the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, which is a grand energy. It's a grandparent energy, a grandmother or a grandfather. So I wanted an older woman, you know, like really that, and that kind of that sense of like that shining and at like a peak in their life. 11th house, community. So we've got a beautiful group of women together. Love this card as well. And then, of course, I've talked about the 12th house already. Then we have all the planets. These cards were really fun to design. Again, some of these were ones where I was able to just like say what I wanted and not have to think about how it could be created. So one of those examples was Jupiter. Jupiter, a lot of what Jupiter is about is learning and wisdom and philosophy. And so I thought what would be amazing would be like this massive library with books everywhere. And yeah, Paige pulled that vision together really beautifully. Another one, I wanted Venus to be a mermaid. Said the Sag, exactly. I wanted Venus to be a mermaid. So Paige created this gorgeous mermaid, you know, and a link back to Aphrodite emerging from the foam and all of that sort of thing. We've got Mercury, which is the winged messenger in myth. And so we've kind of got this, this winged, you can't see the wings, but this flying messenger. Mercury was the messenger between the mortals and the gods. So she's up in the air. The moon, we've got this beautiful circle of women, hopefully doing some sort of, you know, new moon and full moon ritual there. So yeah, we've got all of these beautiful cards. Chiron was actually one of the most challenging because Hay House wanted the planets to be seen in each of these cards, and Chiron's actually a really ugly planetoid. Like it's just you kind of look at it. It's not like beautiful in the way that Jupiter is or the moon is. So this was one of the hardest ones, I think, out of this set to pull together. But we finally did it. So with Pluto, we've got like this volcano and this woman rising from the volcano. So yeah, another lot of beautiful cards. Chiron is it's been called an asteroid, but it's actually considered a planet or a planetoid now. It was discovered in 1977, so it's quite a newer planet, but it's one that a lot of astrologers work with, and it represents the wounded healer in astrology. So the nodes, we have the North Node and the South Node, and so for anyone who's done my free soul purpose training that's available over on my website, you will have seen these cards. North Node, we've got like the North Star there, just this beautiful energy to this card. It's all about soul purpose and in your business, the purpose of your business. And then we've got stagnation from the South Node. And this, again, was one that we really struggled with. What was the right concept for the South Node that felt a little bit frustrated and stuck, but they didn't want it to be uber negative. Hay House didn't want it to be uber negative. And we ended up landing on a woman in a maze and like trying to find the way through the maze, because the South Node, particularly in a natal chart, the South Node can be quite a difficult energy in our natal chart. So we still wanted a little bit of that frustration and the stuckness to come through with the South Node. And we've got the elements, so fire, earth, air, and water. Yeah, so really beautiful. No worries, you can listen to the recording. So the air card's quite similar to my original air card, and like I loved this idea of this woman being lifted up by balloons into the sky. water. We've got this beautiful, like, tropical stream energy there. Earth. I think this one took us a little while to get it, and I kind of love it. It's kind of like got to me this like English forest feel to it. Thanks, Rosie. I know they're amazing. Paige did an amazing job. And then fire, we've got like the activation energy of fire. The qualities, you've seen the fixed card already, but we have cardinal vision. So I wanted a woman up high, kind of looking over the land, and this concept of like the bird's eye view, being able to see the strategy. Then we've got the fixed card with the spiral, and then we've got mutable. And the way that I thought we could represent mutable is this idea, and it's in the description in the guidebook as well. The idea of how when like comets go, they're continually losing matter and refining as they travel through Earth. And another way to think of it is a river. As a river winds through the Earth, it's constantly refining the Earth and eroding away the Earth. And the mutable energy is that finishing off energy. It's the editing of things, and it is it's the publishing, editing, getting it out into the world, launching things. I don't know why you can't see that, Lisa. I'm sorry. There will be some sort of settings. So just try hovering around the screen. I'm not exactly sure what you need to do. Someone else might be able to tell you because they can see it as a user rather than a presenter. So then we've got the major aspects. So these cards are some of my favorites, in particular, a few of them. So we've got the conjunct card, and the way that I did in my original card was having twins, two different women, to kind of, so they look similar and coming together. And so we did something similar here. And conjunctions in astrology, it's all about amplification from two different energies coming together. The sextile you've seen already. The square I really love as well. Like squares, are challenging aspects in astrology. But there's a saying in astrology, turn your squares into stairs. So I wanted this amazing grand staircase leading up to this like amazing area in the sky to kind of demonstrate like climb the stairs, turn your squares into stairs. Squares can be challenging and frustrating, but they can actually lead to great things. And the trine, I love this card too. It's just so beautiful with the dolphins. And the dolphins are kind of meant to be creating a slightly triangular, like there's three of them, right, to create the trine. And it's just this ease flow. It's just a really beautiful card. And then we have the opposition. This one was a bit hard to represent, but we kind of wanted to show this woman is like weighing up two things, deciding between two things, being pushed and pulled between two things. So that is that one. The asteroid goddesses. This is the final category of cards in the deck. I really wanted to bring the asteroid goddesses in. I think it's so important for women that we learn about and work with the asteroid goddesses as well, because traditional astrology can be quite patriarchal in nature. We only have, like in traditional astrology, we only really have like the moon and Venus. We've got the mother and the seductress, and that's all we have as feminine archetypes. Now we know there's a lot more to us than the mother and the seductress. So the asteroid goddesses really bring so many more feminine archetypes for us to work with. So we've got Pallas Athene and strategy. So Pallas Athene was actually a master strategist. One of the things she ruled over was war, in fact, but also justice, interestingly. So we've got this chess area for Pallas. Juno, her familiar is, so a lot of these goddesses have familiars. So Juno's familiar is the peacock, and she was, married to Zeus. He was a bit of a dog to her. So, but Juno represents commitment and being committed to your business. We've got a woman in a wedding dress there. Sarah's growth. So we have a pregnant woman there. But of course, this is not about particularly relating to business, about children. It's related to growing your ideas, growing your creativity, and bringing them to life. Sarah's is often linked with corn. So we had Sarah's here in a cornfield. We have Lilith, and I have really kind of like wanted to rewild Lilith. She's often represented as being exiled. I wanted to show that she is empowered, that she chose to leave. She chose to go and live in a dark cave rather than being with everyone else, and that she's empowered. She is alone but not lonely, is part of what the description says for Lilith, and Lilith has a snake. Fortuna, you've seen already. She represents luck. And you'll see on this card, she has that blindfold across her eyes. Vesta is all about faith, keeping the fire burning inside of us. And Vesta's familiar is a donkey. And then we have Chariklo, which is another asteroid in astrology. In myth, Chariklo was married, I think, to Chiron, and she represents divination. So we've kind of got like this water nymph, which is one of the ways that Chariklo was written about in myth. So Deb says, I love this so much. Exactly, the patriarchal archetypes. Thank you for bringing the goddesses to your deck. No worries. And look, I don't know, I would love to do like an extended goddess deck, with just all goddesses and female asteroids in astrology. That would be amazing. Thank you. So those are the cards. So I just wanted to share, as you know, this is a reworked deck. People have already used it. Kira Sutherland is an amazing medical astrologer. She speaks at all the major astrology conferences around the world and teaches for a number of big astrology schools. And she said, Catherine's astrology deck is everything you didn't know you needed. But now that you have it, you can't imagine what you did before it arrived. How cool is that? The deck is beyond beautiful, with images that inspire and direct your focus. The descriptions and affirmations make working with these cards and within your business a fun and intuitive journey. I'm loving how the cards and information is set out so simply, yet they create a great platform for a deep dive into what is manifesting in my life and work. Thank you for such a wonderful creation. So how you can use the deck. Pathway 1, to activate your intuition. You can use your Business Astrology Oracle Deck as a daily tool to support your intuition and receive messages that you need to hear to support your business growth and evolution. I showed you how I pulled it today with the 3-card reading, but absolutely just pulling 1 card a day can be a super helpful practice. It also helps to embed your learning of applying astrology to business as well by doing that. Pathway 2, you can actually use it to decode and access your business chart. So you can create a business chart and then actually use the cards to tune into each of your business placements. So you'll master how to create your business chart and learn my business astrology framework. This Oracle deck is more than just a collection of cards. It's a sacred tool that supports you in connecting to your intuition, decoding your business chart, and learning about business astrology. There are no rigid rules. Immerse yourself in its cosmic energy and let it become a cherished companion in your business endeavors. Why you need this deck? Many women seeking freedom and abundance end up replicating outdated masculine systems. I know I certainly did. This deck helps you to harness astrology, to listen to your intuition, balance your business practices, and ditch hustle culture. It's your trusted companion for creating a soul-aligned, feminine, and sustainable business. So Kyra Howarth, I think she might be still on the call. She is a business astrologer as well. And she wrote, I found so much wisdom from this beautifully crafted deck. I use the Business Astrology Oracle Deck regularly to tune into the energy of my business to help me plan ahead. From weekly card pulls, quarterly business readings, launch insights, moon cycle planning, and much more. What a powerful tool for soulpreneurs looking for intuitive guidance to move their business forward. The guidebook contains in-depth information for each card with thought-provoking questions and affirmations to help you use this deck in a tangible and meaningful way. Highly recommend for business owners wanting to connect with the energy of their business. So this is your chance. I'm going to do some rapid fire mini readings. So there are some instructions before you start typing in. So in the chat, I want you to ask a specific question about your business that you would like guidance on. It should be no more than one sentence, guys. I do not want like super long rambling questions. It needs to be clear and specific. It should start with the words what or how, such as what should I focus on in my business, or how can I be more successful in my business, or something really quite specific. I'm going to select 5 people to do a 1-card reading. I'm sure there'll be more questions than 5, but I don't have time to do everyone. So yeah, but you need to follow these directions, okay? And I can see one question already. Thank you. They're all coming in amazing. So I'm going to select in a minute. So I was going to do an example, but I actually did that right at the start of the call with what guidance do I need about my launch? And that was the Warrior Queen, the fixed energy, and the Sun. But I also want you to know that when you just pull 1 card from the deck, there are different questions you can ask yourself. Like, what message does the card have for you? What is the vibe or energy of the card? What do you notice about the card? What do the visuals mean to you? What does your intuition tell you about the meaning of this card to your business in the present moment? So you might want to decide that one of the cards I pull for someone else that I'm pulling for you as well. And you might want to ask yourself these questions. So I'm going to pick some, and there's heaps here, guys. So thank you for all these questions. So I'm going to pick some, and I'm kind of going to pick randomly, but also based on questions that I feel that I can work with really well with the cards. Okay. So, So one of the ones I'm going to do is, what do I need to focus on next to gain paying clients? So this is Deborah's question. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. I'm going to cut the deck and we'll see what comes up. All right. So I think I might actually stop sharing the slides for a minute if I can. I wish I knew how to do that. This is newish software. Oh, there we go. Maybe stop sharing. Okay. Okay, so the question was, what do I need to focus on next to gain paid clients? Let's see what the deck has to say. Third house, communications, Deb. So you need to start communicating. This could be social media. This could be blogs or YouTube videos. Could be creating a podcast. It could be emails to a list if you already have one. But the key thing is you need to start putting your voice out into the world and communicating. Alrighty. So the affirmation for you, Deb, is... my business communications are potent and powerful. All right. Okay. So that's number 1. So number 2. I'm going to pick Caroline's question. What do I need to know to select the right pathway? Okay, we're just shuffling. Deb, for the one before, said, yep, it's the key. I need to start putting my voice out into the world. Love this so much. Thank you. No worries. All right. So Caroline's question. Interesting. So I pulled air and reason. So it says, what do I need to know to select the right pathway? So the reason card is kind of about the fact that as entrepreneurs, we have lots of ideas, which kind of alludes to that selecting the right pathway, right? So as entrepreneurs, we have lots of ideas. The reason card, or the air card, is about needing to go through a process of, first we brainstorm all the ideas, we come up with all the ideas, but then we need to go through a process of like logic and reason and really thinking about which makes the most sense. Now that doesn't have to just be like sense in terms of what the outer world might think makes sense. It's what makes sense to us. So I'm going to read the affirmation for you. See if this brings through any more information for you. My ideas are innovative with the potential to soar. So that's interesting. So I think what you need to know is that all of your ideas have the potential to soar. But you just have to pick the one that makes the most sense to you. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, Caroline. Alrighty, very interesting and very helpful. Beautiful. So Claudia asks, what is the main thing standing in my way to realizing the business of my dreams and stepping more fully into my gifts? Alrighty, let's see what the cards have to say. And I am putting, so glad you love it, Caroline. I am putting the cards back in, so it's possible we could get the same card. Okay. guys, third house. Like, I literally just said it's possible we could get the same card, and I pulled one of the same cards. I did not do that on purpose. That just literally just happened. Okay. So it's communications for you as well, Claudia. It's getting out there. It's sharing your voice. Okay. It is, you you just, you need to start communicating. You need to start showing up and get, of course it is, she says. Can't believe that just happened. That's hilarious. All right. So I'm going to go back to the start again, see what. So that's like 3 I've done now. I said I could do 5. All right. So, okay, Susan, you've put, can I work as a business astrologer? I'm going to, if you don't mind, just reframe this a little bit. So because we don't really want yes, no questions here. Okay. So I'm going to reframe this to, what do I need to know about working as a business astrologer? So I hope you're okay with that. Oops. That one popped out. So I'm going to not look at that as the main card, but I'm going to get additional information from that one. Okay. Earth and persist, Susan. I know for you that, if it's Susan, I'm pretty sure, Susan. So you've got a Pisces rising, and I know that your beautiful, watery, intuitive energy can sometimes be a bit of a struggle for you. And so it really is about calling on Earth energy, and it's about persisting. And I know that you're also dealing with some burnout and other issues at the moment. So persist with yourself, persist with your dreams. Now, the other card that popped out as I was shuffling was Scorpio and the Alchemist. And, alchemy is about being able to create something from something else or something from nothing. So it's this beautiful energy of that, you absolutely can create this. You can create magic if you persist. Okay, so I'm going to read you the affirmations from those cards. So for Earth persist, it's I persist in the pursuit of my passion and purpose. And Scorpio, I journey into the underworld and rise stronger than before. And that could be speaking to this period you're going through at the moment of burnout and this need to go on that journey and rise stronger than before. Okay. So that is number 4. And Susan's like, I love that. I can definitely create magic. Yes, you can. All righty. We have got one more we're going to do today. So again, just keeping in mind, I'm not picking just favorite people or anything like that. I'm trying to pick questions that I feel I can really answer well with the deck in the way that they're phrased and all of that sort of thing. Okay, so, I'm going to go, what is required for clarity moving forward? This was Kate's question. So what comes up? So I pulled the moon card for you, Kate. So clarity, what is required for clarity moving forward? One of the possible things with this card, it could be about actually connecting with community, connecting with like friends, feminine, like talking through your ideas and helping get clarity from these trusted feminine people in your life. But it could just be connecting with yourself, right? Like shutting out all the noise and really connecting in with yourself is super powerful and important. So I'm going to read the affirmation for you here. I allow myself to be open and trust that the vulnerability in my heart will land with my soul clients. So I'm not sure how that links to clarity for you, but I'm sure there is some connection that you can think of. And yeah, again, when I was saying perhaps like actually talking through your ideas with people, and then as you see that land for them, that will give you the clarity and confidence to move forward. Marie Forleo has a saying that says clarity comes from engagement, not thought, right? We can get into a bit of a loop in our heads. Often the clarity comes from sharing and getting feedback, okay? So, yeah. Alrighty, so we're going to keep going. But thanks so much, guys. That was super fun. And hopefully it's given you an idea how you can use these cards, even just really simply on a day-to-day basis by pulling one card. Alrighty, so I'm probably going to have to, oh no, it's come back to the card I was at. So again, I provided some of the questions that you can use to dive in deeper anytime you're pulling a card. So if anyone has any specific questions they want to ask about the deck, now is a great time to pop them in. I am going to go through some things that I think you might want to know. And thanks for being here so long, guys. I know this has been a long training. We are getting there. So you can ask anything in the comments. So one of the questions you might have is, when will you receive your deck? So we anticipate your order to ship on the 31st of December for the USA, Canadian, and UK retailers. Okay. In Australia, yes, I will share that. In Australia, it won't actually ship out until the 7th of January. The reason for this is that in Australia, we take a long holiday over Christmas and New Year because that's our summer. And so I think that is the reason behind it not being able to ship out as early. So yeah, that is why the different dates. But it's still, I think it's still a great time of year for this to be arriving, to use it to help you with your New Year planning. And I have some different trainings and stuff on that closer to the time. So if I don't order by the pre-order deadline, can I still purchase the deck? Of course, the retailers will continue to stock the deck for the foreseeable future. However, the pre-order bonuses that are quite valuable are only for purchases before the 30th of December. So you will want to get in before then to make sure you can access the bonuses. Okay. I want to order more than one deck. Do you offer discounts? So we're happy to consider bulk discounts based on how many you wish to order. You can send your inquiry to admin@katherinehocking.com and we'll determine the best way for you to do this. So that may be connecting you with representatives from Hay House or even from distributors, okay? But you're certainly welcome to let us know. This is like the case where maybe you have a lot of clients that, you know, would like this, or you want to buy a copy of the deck for all of your course participants or something like that, right? That's where bulk discounts might be possible. So I've got a few questions here. Don't know anything about astrology. Can I still use this deck for myself and my clients? Absolutely. We do have, so there is some information in the deck guidebook on astrology. So we definitely do provide you with some information to learn more about astrology in the guidebook. But another thing I'd recommend, and I'm just looking over here because I'm pulling up the page, is my Astrology Basics course. So this is a free course that you can go through that will give you all the basics you need to be able to make use of the deck. So I've just popped that in the chat. Okay, so I think that would help you as well. So Jess says, my question is all around self-publishing, knowing the journey to here. I'm sure you are pleased with the outcome. What would you recommend for someone who is thinking of self-publishing a deck from scratch? Absolutely worth doing because it can lead to gaining a publisher. One of the hardest parts for me was to actually learn all about the production process and materials and like the right formats for printing and all of that. So something I did was I actually went through Jo Klima's Oracle Creator course, and she covered a lot of those things that I just didn't know about. So I'll just put her name. You can Google her. She also does some Canva like lessons and stuff like that as well for the design side of it. So it is expensive to self-publish in small quantities, particularly decks, because with a deck, you've got like the cards, you've got the guidebook, you've got the boxes, multiple parts of the package. So it is quite expensive. So you will need to charge a premium amount. My first version of the deck, because then I also had gold foil and I had velvet stock and all of this beautiful stuff, full color, larger guidebook. It was an expensive deck to buy. It was a premium, small run deck. And I charged accordingly. And I think that's okay when you've got a really great concept. Okay, so just be aware of that. Hopefully that's helpful. Would you know from your first process of your lovely cards the average cost of an artist to help create artwork? It is a big investment. I didn't. So Hay House engaged Paige. So if Paige is still on the line, she might have some feedback on this. Yes, it would be multiple thousands of dollars. You know, sometimes what can be good is find an artist that is early on in their journey and they're kind of getting started, and they might be more willing to perhaps do slightly cheaper rates to help get their work out there. That's one possibility. But yeah, absolutely. Like every card was a mini piece of art, right? So yes, it is expensive. So yeah. But I can't tell you how much. It would vary dramatically between creators. Okay. Okay. Tony says it's an amazingly insightful deck full of practical wisdom. I love using it every week. You've done a great job. Oh, thank you, Tony. Tony's one of my gorgeous besties here in Adelaide, and she had a version of the original deck. Alrighty, so I'm going to talk through some of the bonuses that you get if you pre-order. And one of these is an immediate access. So for example, if you pre-ordered today, you'll get access to this today. Okay. So the first bonus is my Astro Launching Toolkit. This is valued at $97 US. In fact, it's worth a lot more than 97 US, but I sell it for $97 US. You get immediate access to this. Now, look, some of my audience will already have it. If you already have it, you can email me and I will come up with some other bonus for you. But for those of you who don't have it, this is an amazing product that helps you to learn to launch your offerings into the world in alignment with astrology. So if you've ever felt uncertain about the perfect moment to launch your new offering, the Astro Launching Toolkit empowers you to choose the optimal timing, aligning your launch with the most supportive astrological energies for success. So this is an online program in my membership site, and it includes a 30-page PDF workbook. I actually printed this out for to use in my photo shoot this week. There's heaps of different like worksheets. I can't really show you very well here, tables, all that sort of thing. So that's a 30-page workbook. You get 8 lessons and 3 instructional videos in the membership site. You get 4 soulful launching meditations. I created these meditations for a previous program I ran called Launch Mastery. And these are specific meditations for all the different stages you go through during a launch. And they're So they're like uber specific to launching. And they're really, really beautiful. And also there's a 21-page energetic bravery guide. There's a bit of a story behind energetic bravery. Energetic bravery was a concept that I had when I was doing my soul and energy medicine practitionership, and specifically when I was learning about the chakra system. And I actually started writing a book on energetic bravery. And it was all about the process that we go through, particularly as women, when we're wanting to launch something out into the world. And like our energetic system actually starts to shut down around it. And it's kind of all about the chakra system and how to open yourself up. You may see it one day. I never finished this book, which is a bit of a story with me and books. But this energetic bravery guide gives you, I think, 5 different rituals to support you during a launch. And one of them is a chakra clearing. So this is a really amazing bonus worth $97, and you get immediate access to this. So if you pre-order today, you'll get access to this today. Okay. So hopefully that's exciting, people. If you're excited about that, let me know in the comments. Bonus number 2. So in January, on the 10th of January, I'm going to run a live event called 2025 Business Blueprint Astrological Strategies for Success. So this is valued at $50 US. I will charge people that haven't pre-ordered to attend this workshop. And it's I'm saying free for you guys if you pre-order. 90-minute training about the astrological energies of 2025 and how to harness them in your business, including a PDF resource. You'll gain clarity and direction, aligning your business goals with the cosmic energies of the year to create a powerful roadmap for growth and success. So this will be a live 90-minute training with a PDF workbook that goes along with it. And so that will be delivered on the 10th of January. And I know that feels like so long away, but guys, it will be here before we know it, right? We're entering festive seasons and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, I know, great bonuses, hey? Bonus 3 training videos. So be guided on how to use the cards for yourself or your clients. These are actually going to be professional quality videos. I'm recording them on Thursday this week with Head North Films, which is amazing videographer. So these are valued at $50. You'll gain confidence in using the cards, even if you're a complete beginner, with my in-depth training videos. So I'm going to be demonstrating a whole lot of different ways to use the cards, how to pick the best time for your business chart, all of this sort of thing. Okay. So you're going to get 3 professionally filmed training videos. These will be available around the time that your deck arrives, because there's not a lot of sense of you going through the videos until you've got your deck. Okay. So that's bonus number 3. But wait, there's more. I feel like a knife salesman. Bonus 4, learn various card spreads. So in the guidebook, we have the card spreads, but what I've done is I've actually created a beautiful PDF guidebook, or you can have it printed, that have all of the card spreads in them and all of the worksheets and questions. So you can actually print them out. And I don't know, like I love to print card reading sheets out and actually physically write. So this is a beautiful 28-page workbook with all of my different business card readings in them. So it's a worksheet style. You'll be guided through my business astrology card spreads, complete with journaling prompts to unlock profound insights for your business. And bonus 5, you'll get a card notebook PDF. What this is a PDF with each card. You'll see there all of the key information, like the descriptor and keywords. But what this is about is actually starting to develop your own interpretations for each card, because you're going to have your own beautiful insights for the energy of each card. And this is a book where you can actually note down your own insights and then use that when you deliver readings, either for yourself or for other people. So this is quite a big 66-page workbook for you. So do those bonuses sound good, guys? Like, I hope so. I really wanted to create things that were going to support you in really engaging with the deck and getting the most out of the deck. Amazing. Beautiful. So when will you receive them? Well, you'll get bonus 1, immediate access to the Astro Launching Toolkit. If you've already purchased it from me, get in touch and I will come up with something else for you guys. Bonus 2, 10th of January, live workshop. And bonuses 3 to 5, I'm going to release them on December 31st to align with the deck shipping out. Okay, so you'll have it there ready for when that deck arrives in the post. Deb's like, you know, your soul clients, my friend. Thank you. Yes. So I am going to share the pre-order page now. So this one. Okay, so the pre-order page is there for you to go and check it out. So all you need to do is come on over to the pre-order page. And then what you need to do, this is a bit different to when you normally buy something with me and you're going through my order system. With this, what you need to do is actually pick the retailer that works for you. So for the Aussies on the call, the major retailer that we have currently, hopefully we'll get some more, but the major retailer currently is Amazon. So if you click the Amazon logo, this will take you to Amazon Australia, and that's going to be the best place for you to order. People in the US, we've got Amazon, and that will take you to US Amazon site. We've got Barnes and Noble, Watersons, I think it is. I can't see the graphic very well here. And we've also got a US online bookstore there. There's, for the UK, again, Amazon and the online bookstore. And then I think Indigo is a Canadian retailer. Correct me if I'm wrong. They might be more global than that, but there's a number of different options basically so that you can pay, you know, the lowest possible postage and stuff like that. Okay. Now, what you need to do to get your pre-order bonus is you need to come back to the page. Yes, I thought it was Canadian Dawn. You need to come back to the page and complete this form on the page. It's towards the bottom of the pre-order page. And so you just need to come in and you need to grab the like invoice number or order number from your purchase and pop it in with your name and email, and then you will get sent the bonuses. Okay, really important. This is the only way that I can know that you've purchased and give you access to these bonuses. Okay. So again, after purchasing, come back to the pre-order page and enter your details at the form at the bottom of the page. This will put you on the list for the bonuses as well as provide immediate access to the Astro Launching Toolkit. I think the Amazon one probably will link to Amazon where you are, Grace. So give that a go and let me know if that's what happens. I imagine that is the case. So yeah, you just need to come back and fill in the forms. Yes, so yours will, Rosie. It's like a magic link, so it will take people to the site closest to where they live. Okay, beautiful, awesome, amazing that you guys are pre-ordering and you're going to get your bonuses. Super exciting. Now, if you have any problems with any of this, you can always email us at admin@catherinehocking.com and we will support you. Okay, and if you just forget what the link is to come back to this page, just email us and we'll let you know, but you might want to bookmark the page as well. So how do you find your order receipt number? So when you pre-order the book from your online retailer of choice, they'll send you an order confirmation email and you'll find the order number or receipt number in this email. Okay. What if I order from a retailer that's not on your list? Purchases from all book retailers are eligible. So if you actually Google the Business Astrology Oracle Deck, there are actually more places that sell it than we've got on the page. So the Nile, for example, is a site, I think, that services Australia that's stocking it, but there's actually more retailers. The way it works is that Hay House kind of have their preferred retailers that they kind of have agreements with that will promote, okay, but that doesn't mean that's the only place you can get it. So purchases from all retailers are eligible. So if you purchase from a retailer that's not on our list, you can still claim the bonuses using the order number, receipt number. So for our New Zealanders, you might want to like Google Business Astrology Oracle Deck New Zealand and see if something local comes up. So Denise Duffel-Thomas, who was the amazing entrepreneur who recommended me to Hay House, said, as soon as Catherine shared her divine deck with me, I knew that it had to be released into the world. Female entrepreneurs so need this soulful and insightful intuitive tool to support their businesses, and Catherine is the expert when it comes to aligning your business with astrology. So by using this deck, you will activate your intuition, take a more intuitive approach to business growth, understand the soul of your business, learn business astrology, feel more connected, and receive sacred spiritual guidance. How amazing is that? And so much more. So a little vulnerability post here. Early pre-orders make a huge difference to this deck getting more retailers and even being published in other languages. We've actually already had it picked up by a Spanish publisher, which is amazing. It will take 12 to 18 months. But the fact that it was picked up before it even launched in another language is just amazing. But it really does help. I'll be able to get more retailers stocking it. I've got like this dream that one day I'm going to walk into Target or Kmart or one of the those types of shops we have in Australia and see my deck on the shelves. And so to help make that happen, pre-orders make such a massive difference. So by supporting this deck, you're also supporting a mum of two to keep creating beautiful business astrology resources and products. Your purchase helps to ensure that my business astrology book can be published in the future because, of course, while I'm absolutely hoping Hay House will pick it up, part of their decision process will be based on how well the deck sells. Please help me show Hay House that business astrology is a topic that you want to know more about, and I appreciate your support more than you know. So pre-order now. That's your thing to do. It's just such a beautiful deck. It's going to support you. And I can't wait for you to have it out in the world. Oh, I'm sorry it's messing up for you. Keep trying. And if you continue to have problems, just email us at admin@catherinehocking.com and we will try to help. So thanks for joining us. Does anyone have any other questions or anything else that they would like to say before I finish up? Thank you for staying. We've been on for nearly 2 hours. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around with me. I think vulnerability is really important, right? Just be honest and truthful. So Dawn says it was really informative. I loved it all. I'm so glad to hear that. Rosie says, congrats again and thanks for everything you shared. My pleasure. Jenny says, thank you for sharing. Congrats on the beautiful launch. Claudia says, so happy for you and so excited to use this deck very soon. Amazing. Robin says, thanks and congratulations. Takima says, just ordered my deck. So excited. Thank you. Dawn says, congratulations. Susan says, congratulations on your launch. You look so excited and it's wonderful to see. So happy for you. Thank you. I am very excited. Yeah. Claudia says, I ordered through Barnes & Noble, all went through smoothly. So let me just stop. So if I share my screen. So hopefully you can now see the pre-order page up, right? And so when you click on pre-order now, it drags you down to all the different retailers. So you pick the retailer you want to buy through. And again, as I said, you can Google and stuff as well. Now, once you have then ordered and you've got the number, you find this section on the page, okay? And then another really quick way to get to it is right back up the top of the page, click on claim your bonuses, and it takes you down here. Okay, and then you just fill out this form. That will happen. But again, if you have problems, just email us and we will help you. We may not get back to you like immediately, but we will get back to you. Okay. Amazon Australia worked well. Great. Getting it to work. My devices still think we're in the US. Oh dear. Indigo in Canada. Awesome. Thank you for supporting this deck so much, guys. Like, truly, I don't think you realize how much is just warming my heart and exciting me that it's really landing and resonating with people. And gosh, it's been such a full-on process that always want to cry, like I'm getting emotional. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for ordering, Caroline. Takimi says, everything you do is at a high level. You deserve this. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. All right. Thank you for being here, guys. And hope to see you in the future. Oh, Tony, thank you. Gorgeous. Caroline says, loved your presentation. Thanks so much. Congratulations and big wishes for success. Thanks so much, guys. I think I'm actually going to go this time. Thanks for being here. See ya. Bye.